What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Slime Rancher. In today's episode, I think we're probably going to apply ourselves, to maybe getting rid of another Gordo. Just eliminating him as a variable, I guess, which actually sounds like kind of a violent, horrible way to go about our business. But I promise you, it's not like that. It's not like that. Gimme yo poops, kitty. Gimme yo poops. Alright, so we'll throw a couple of chickens inside the pen over there. Let them do their thing. You know, the incarceration rates among hens, it's a sad thing, and I don't know why we're not talking about it. Why does the media ignore this so readily? The incarceration rate of chickens is just a horrible thing to behold, but it's something that we've put into place. We've accepted it. As a society, we've accepted the incarceration of the hens because it's for the greater good of our plort collection. You know, we become profitable when they're incarcerated. It's a sick, sick thing. But for some reason, we just keep going along with it and just consuming those delicious plorts to build our glass panes, our fuel sources, and everything else. And we just don't think about the consequences of this legislation that we've put in order. It's bad. It's real, real bad. And someday we're going to have to pay the piper for all of this, but not today. But not today. That's the scariest part, is this just not today. But not today, Nerd Castle. God, I need a Tic Tac or something. I got my pop filter right in front of my face, and my breath is rocking it right now. This is brutal. I am paying the cost for this episode, and I hope you all appreciate it. 'Cause I'm having to suffer right now. I'm suffering from my own, I don't know what I think it's the Cheerios. They're coming back to haunt me. I had Cheerios for breakfast. That's why I'm in such a good mood right now. You can't have a bad day when you've had your Cheerios. You've thrown down, you've made it happen here. You guys just eat carrots for a little bit. I am going to go over this field right here, and hopefully the heartbeats will begin to grow by the time I'm done with this whole exchange. We are going to have to replant this field, I think. They're growing in, but our harvest is looking a little bit weaker. Don't think that I haven't noticed. It's that big first harvest that I like the best. The one that's just like... makes you have full pockets and everything like that. That's the good one right there. That's the good one. I'm going to activate you. We are going to remove the crops. We are also going to add nutrient soils. So there it is. And then now that this has been harvested, we'll throw those back inside of there, and I'm sure we will have ourselves a lovely harvest before too long. Oh, looky there. We got ourselves some odd onions, too. I'm going to hold on to these carrots for the purpose of getting that Gordo all nice and satisfied while we're running around. But the odd onions, those are going straight inside the crystal pen. Straight inside the crystal pen. That sounds like a rap album, the crystal pen. Life inside the crystal pen. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like a rap album, if I've ever heard one. Maybe something like from the Dirty, Dirty South. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like maybe like, not like a Nelly album, but maybe something like, oh, I don't know. Definitely, it's too overstated for Scarface. It's too overstated for Scarface, so I don't think that's an album that he would make. I don't know. I gotta think about it for a second. Life Inside the Crystal Pen. It's definitely a rap album, though. It's definitely 100% a rap album from the South. Like, maybe from the ATL somewhere. Like, there's like a neighborhood called the Crystal Pen. You know. I'm thinking that sounds about right. Let's make ourselves some money real fast. These are only going to be worth like 30 bucks a pop. Because the market is way, way down. But it's still enough money for us to get a couple more of these fields fully inducted and upgraded with all the bells and whistles they need in order to do their job properly. Throw a sprinkler in there, too, because those get a little bit expensive. The sprinkler, I think, makes it so the crops grow faster, and then the nutrient soil makes it so that you always get a maximum yield. The downside to the maximum yield, just as a caveat, is that if you have the maximum yield, it's hard for you to gauge when the crop is no longer going to grow properly because it doesn't slowly diminish over time. So, you know, be careful. Keep an eye out on your crops and make sure that you're not losing track of how many harvests. I give it a good 3 harvests before, you know, you fall back and you're like, maybe we'll rethink this. I need to actually feed my phosphor slimes too while we're over here. So pogo fruits are looking mighty, mighty fine right about now. Rock slime, you go about your business. You get up out of here. Ain't nobody got time for you, rock slime. Ain't nobody got any love in their hearts for you right now. 30 more carrots, 10 more heartbeats. That might be enough for what we're trying to attempt to do over here, but I wouldn't put money on it. Sadly enough, would not put any cash down on that idea. Let's go feed our phosphor slimes because they were looking a tiny bit hungry. If I can get some more pogo fruits on the way, I'm not going to scream and shout about it. Not for a moment at all. What are you doing right now? Kitty is destroying something. My cat, so Ollie every single day my cat Ollie, he's a bit of a hellraiser. In all honesty, he's a spirited animal. And that's a polite way of saying he's an ornery little bastard who breaks everything I care about. For example, this week, he picks something every single day that he's going to remove from my life and just not allow me to have it anymore. Why he does this, I don't really know. My other cat doesn't do this. He's pretty friendly all the time. He only destroys things when he accidentally, like, throws up on it, or maybe when he pees on it when he's really, really, really upset. Ollie's a fan of violence, destruction, mayhem, chaos, and greed. He likes to take things from me, I think, just to deprive me of them. Like, there's no real goal here other than making me sad. Like, that's the ultimate plan. It's just to ruin my life and cause me to become morose. And so, as I say this, he has picked out, it looks like, a cabinet right now. And he is applying his claws to the cabinet violently. I don't know what the cabinet did to anger him. Maybe it's just because I own the cabinet and he doesn't want me to have the cabinet anymore. He's wiping it out right now. He's taking it and he's just making it no longer a factor in my life. That was a terrible payday for the amount that we put in. Not a super huge fan of how much we just invested into an enterprise that pretty much was, ooh, let's do some upgrades too. I want some more energy. Health I'm not going to worry about for a while, but extra energy sounds really, really good. Let's go energy tanks. So we'll take a power core, sure. And then dash boots would be good. I think those make my... Yeah, they lower the energy consumption of my sprinting. That sounds pretty good too. We're not going to have access to a lot of the other upgrades just yet, but that should raise our energy levels up to a good 150. And now we can sprint around with impunity. Nobody can tell us to stop the cardio now. Can't stop us. We're having a good time, having a good time. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo, ba-ba-boo-da. Boo-ba-da-boo, ba-da-bee. Excited about it. Really, really excited about it. I like sprinting. I go for runs every single day. I broke my leg about 6 months ago. Snapped it off like a twig. It sucked. Sucked. Not really because it hurt or anything like that. In fact, I was actually kind of surprised how not painful breaking my bone was. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But I snapped it, and then that was that. And so for 6 months, I haven't been able to run. And I've talked about this a lot. Running for me is a major cathartic thing. Like, running is how I set my thoughts straight. Like, I go for a run. And while I'm running, I get to, like, that runner's high, basically. Like, that weird, serene state you get into once you're, like, 15 minutes into a run and you completely zone out and you're totally focused on the breathing and the road and your thoughts and you're just getting lost inside the meanderings of your mind. And I haven't had that for 6 months. And you don't realize, like, how big a part... Some people have meditations. Some people go out and play softball. Some people play soccer. Some people, you know, do this, that, or the other. It doesn't really matter what it is. But everybody's got that thing that helps them detox from, like, a shitty day. You know, and not having that for 6 months was rough. And for me, going to the gym, I started going to the gym and doing muscle work and stuff like that. I've always been, not like a gym rat, but I've always liked going to the gym a couple times a week and just like doing some curls and, you know, doing some pull-ups and things like that. Just to keep myself, oh my god, golden slime. Give me that plort. And he didn't even take the heartbeat. I got to keep it. Man, what a day. What a day to be alive. What a good time. But yeah, I found that everybody's got their own way, like, to detox. Like, you have a really shitty day, you get home, there's that thing. Some people look like, some people drink, you know? It's not always a constructive way, but some people do that. And so anyways, it's just been rough. Like, you have a shitty day, and you have no way to, like, recover from that because your leg is wounded. And you don't get that same feeling from going to, like, the gym and lifting weights or pumping iron or whatever you want to call it, whatever colloquialism makes you feel good about the activity. You can't do that thing, and so you feel like you're just down at the bottom of this pit, and you just can't quite get out, you know what I mean? It's just like, man, really wish I had some way to alleviate all this, and over the 6 months, I really never found anything that was quite as constructive for me, and so it was always a bummer, and I'm glad that I finally got back into it. The last couple of days, I've been able to go for my little 3, 4, 5 mile runs. Stretch the legs out a little bit. Let them get back into shape, you know? I couldn't, it's funny, after I ran a 3 mile the other day, and after getting back, I couldn't walk for like 2 days. Seriously, my legs were that shredded from it. I couldn't walk or do anything. I'd basically just sit in my chair and limp across the room, avoid going outside. But still, it felt, even though it was painful, it felt so good to finally be doing something positive again with the physique and getting the legs all nice and tuned back up. A really, really good thing. And so, thankful that's back inside my life. If you never thought about it, you should do something physical, you know? I used to be a bit of a big guy. Used to be a little bit heavier. Used to be a little bit more rotund, a little bit more oval-shaped, a little bit egg-shaped. And running changed my life for the better. I mean, you got to start out slow. That was the big... Oh, we actually finished him off. Good. What you got for me? A bunch of little guys and a teleporter, actually. Well, that's a little bit of a disappointment. I'm not mad about it or anything. It does give us access to a teleporter, which I suppose is good. These heartbeats are going to go in the water because I am going to start breeding Q-berries before we go much further. Okay, so we'll go back to... Oh, my God. That took us to a different... Oh, this is a new zone. Hold on. What am I talking about here? What am I on about? I thought that it took me back to town, and I was disappointed, but we're in a new zone right now. What zone is this, I wonder? Cool. It's got kind of like a volcanic thing going on. I like it. It's got kind of a volcanic land before time thing. That's what they need. They need dino slimes. Prehistoric slimes. Slimes that are violent and they come after you and they're like, moo! They do like a big roar thing. You hear them coming. Maybe a little bit of scaly action. Apparently chickens still exist here, so one less thing to worry about. Where does this go? Down into a cave of some kind. Well, here, let's finish exploring the surface first, because I don't want to miss anything while we're here. I'm probably not going to focus at all, really, on harvesting slimes or anything like that. Instead, probably just going to have a look around. Landmarks-wise, it looks like we're pretty far off the mainland. I don't see anything over here, but it's cool to know that they're adding new zones. That's really, really fun. I can't wait to see what they're going to populate this with. There's lots of different... I mean, this is one of those games that's like infinitely expandable. As long as people keep supporting the game, he can just keep adding new zones and new slimes and new interactions between things. I suppose it also depends how passionate the developer is about the project. If this is like one of those Dwarf Fortress projects where somebody sits down and goes, this is my life's work, then obviously we can look forward to tons and tons and tons of new stuff. But, oh, look over there too. There's like a... Yeah, let's drop on in real fast. What's going on over here? Another little crate? Okay. I mean, I'm not even... If it's a new zone, I wouldn't even be that upset about it if there was nothing new inside of it. I just enjoy the process of exploring new zones and kind of getting into the mindset of what the developer is working on next. Now, we haven't jumped down into a pit or anything over here, so there's the pit that we're going to jump down into. Maybe a slime Gordo in here? I don't know. We'll have to take a look. No slime Gordo yet, so far as I've seen. This pops us out on this side. And it looks like it's just a big old loop back. Cool stuff, though. I like new areas. I don't think we're really going to find anything useful out here just yet. Oh, we've got a couple of hybrids over here deciding they wanted to mess with us. We're inside their Hybrid Heaven, which, by the way, if you've never seen Hybrid Heaven was a dope-ass game that nobody knew about back on the N64. I would highly recommend you emulate it and play it. It's a fun game. Okay. I would highly recommend you purchase the game, therefore fulfilling the criteria of owning the game and then emulating it because it's legally allowed. There. How does that sound? Is that the lawyer-approved version? Either way, check out Hybrid Heaven. The graphics have not aged well. It's still a really, really fun little game with a cool, unique battle system that nobody has ever done again. It essentially comprised of punches and kicks, and then if you combined the punches and kicks in a satisfactory way, you would end up with special moves that would trigger. And so in a lot of ways, I guess it was kind of similar to what they did in Legend of Legaia. It's a little bit similar to that, but at the same time, it was like an active fighting system. So like you would walk into an area and it was an RPG. You had HP, all of your limbs had different HP. If you got kicked in the leg too many times, you would start to limp and you couldn't use that leg to fight. If you got hit in the arm too many times, that arm would become useless to you, a la, oh, I don't know, Bushido Blade, something like that, I guess would be a close corollary. But a really, really fun, fascinating little game. And it had some problems. Like, the game had some issues that I think it probably could have been... It had the smell of investors wanting to see their money come back, you know what I mean? And so anyways, ooh, gold slimes are worth $328 right now on the way back up. Puddle slimes are worth a decent amount of money too, although I think last time we sold a gold slime it was worth a lot more. So we may have gotten a little bit in trouble there, but it's okay. Got ourselves a big old harvest of heartbeats over here, which is pretty sweet. I will absolutely take these. And we're going to hold on to these for right now. Going to hold on to them. We got a little bit of money, and I'm thinking I'm going to start a few more farms before anything else. Roosters are in here. They're breeding. Where are our chickadoos at? I'm not seeing a lot of younglings right now, which is a bit of a concern. Makes me worry a tiny bit. I think maybe we've got room for another pen over here. And you know, I don't think it would be beneficial for us. Oh shit, he's out. Alright, we'll have to deal with that in a minute. Oh my god, that hurt way more than I expected it to. Okay, alright. Just here for your poops. We may want to automate this before too long. I think it's becoming a safety concern. And so using the money we have on hand right now, I'm going to show you some of the safety features and things you can install on these. So what you can do is you can do an auto feeder. Instead, what I want is a plort collector. That's going to be the most important one. And it's basically a vacuum that just sits in the corner of the machine in here. You are outside of bounds right now, man. I don't mean to sound totalitarian about this, but you got to get back in there. And the plort collector will actually aid you quite a bit in making sure you don't have to go into dangerous pens and get yourself mashed on. Instead, what will happen is it'll fill up this little receptacle right here, and you will be able to just grab them out of the receptacle instead of going in. It's really, really good for hazardous breeds of slime. This is not going to be as profitable. Oh, apparently my depth perception is bad. And, oh, there, it's the market price is shut down. Never mind, it's not my fault. Hooray, I love it when it's not my fault. Wow, those prices are just tanking right now. It's okay. We're still making money here and there, but it'll need to be seen to. We'll probably work on the other Gordo then, I think. Yeah, we'll probably work on the other Gordo then, the one that's at the beginning of the tunnel for the slimes that are for the cave, if you hadn't been over there. These carrots are nice because nothing eats them. They just sit over here and replenish over and over and over again. And that makes me happy, but we're in need of a key right now. And until we can get that key, well, we could get the key either by feeding the radioactive slime. That's another option. Or we could get it by feeding the Gordo. I think feeding the Gordo is going to be a little bit easier, though, since he is conducive to carrots. Carrots he just eats up by the ton, and they're easy to come by, and they're all over the place. I do have heartbeats, which are double for him, so that'll make it go a little bit faster. I don't really want to hold on to that Gordo. You know what? I'm not going to hold you right... Oh, no, I'm stuck. There we go. Now we're free. I'm not going to hold on to that Gordo for right now. Instead, let's have a look around. I think there is a heartbeat crop over here that's slightly larger. Maybe on one of those little floating mesas over there. Oh, there's another cat slime over here, too. Good. So that still gives us objectives to work on here. Still a fair amount of farming to be done. I'll take the carrot, but I don't want the pogo fruits. No, thank you. We do have a few more Q berries over here, so maybe carrying around the ones that I have was a little unnecessary in retrospect. Those look like they're going to be special someday for something. Like just the way that they have like little sizzlies that come up off of them and everything. Ooh, the Sizzler. I've been to the Sizzler forever. All the Sizzlers where I live shut down. Sizzler's delicious, though. I will give you a humorous anecdote from my life. So I didn't grow up like super rich, you know what I mean? And so when I started like dating my current wife, she was like, you know what we should do? We should have a dinner where we get dressed up and we go out somewhere nice. And so I was like, all right, so what's nice? And I started thinking about it, and I didn't really know what was nice. Like, I don't know. I'm not experienced in these regards. And so the first thing that came to mind was like, I love Sizzler. Sizzler's delicious, and Sizzler's like fancy, isn't it? And so I took her to the Sizzler. We were at the Sizzler, and I was all dressed up. I was wearing like really nice dress clothes, and so was she. And it was one of those funny things where we were sitting there, and the Sizzler, as it turns out, is apparently not that nice. It's like middle of the road, maybe. I don't really know how to judge a Sizzler. But at the end of the day, my wife said she wanted to go somewhere nice for like a romantic dinner or whatever, and I took her to the Sizzler. It still turned out to be fun, and she still thought it was a really, really funny thing. She thought it was hilarious. And not like in a derisive way either. She was just like, but the Sizzler isn't like a super nice play. Like, she thought it was funny. And so anyways, just a weird matchup. Now I know that like you're trying to go somewhere nice, you gotta take them to the Cattleman's, you know what I mean? Cattleman's is where it's all at if you're trying to have a nice dinner. Or maybe something like, I mean, honestly, sushi places tend to be really, really nice too. Sushi places, I don't know what it is about sushi, but it promotes decorum. I don't really know what that is, but just by serving sushi, you seem a little bit fancier. Like, you dim the lights a little bit and you serve sushi, and automatically you're fancier by like 700% than every other place. And I don't know how they do it. It's a weird thing. It's just something about sushi that feels classy. I do like sushi. I like sushi a lot. I'm not picky about it either. Although I prefer, if I'm going to go get like sushi, I would rather go to a place that serves a lot of Hawaiian mashups like musubi and stuff like musubi with Spam and stuff like that. They do mashup stuff. Because Chinese, Hawaiian, and Japanese culture have like melded together in tremendous ways on the islands. Like, they're still distinct, but the people all live in the same area. And so it's like, here, you take those. And then you also take those. I've missed with a couple. That's got to be super close. So if we can find a little carrot like farm around here or something, I think we'll be in pretty solid shape. Man, our glide time is so much better than it was before. Cattleman's is pretty good. There's the Hungry Hunter around here. There's the Buckhorn if you want to drive a little bit. There's a couple of nice restaurants around here. Couple of nice restaurants. Not a ton, but there's still some. So, you know, you got most of them tend to be like old-fashioned steakhouses, you know what I mean, though? Oh, it says on the screen what they are. See, I've been messing up the terminology the entire time, and it's been on screen for me to read the entire time. Little embarrassing, but it's okay. If I was worried about being embarrassed on the internet, I definitely would not do this job. This would not be the correct job to pick if you're worried about being... Oh, that one's hungry, and he wants these carrots that are up here, but he can't reach because he's a scum. We'll go over there, get the odd onion, yes. Where'd the odd onion go? There it is. I wonder how much odd onions help here. They're not their favorite food, but I assume it'll sate him in some way or another. Oh, there's a bunch of plorts out here. Enough to make a little bit of money anyways. Some more carrots on this side too. Ooh, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be enough to get us there. It's close, but I'd like to go back with a little bit more before we do anything else. Pink slimes, man, the bane of my life. Damned pink slimes, just eating up everything. I see a thing that I want and they take it from me. I think pink slimes are like a metaphor for life. It's like, we can't let you have that. The pink slime wants it, and the pink slime is better equipped to take it from you. Alright, we'll go back this way. Once we get the jetpack upgraded, you can fly through in there too, and I think it takes you to the cave where... Ooh, I think it takes you to the cave where the radioactive slime is at? I think maybe. Seems like a good line. I think that's the line that I'm going to tow then. It sounds like a pretty good one to me. Hopefully we can get this Gordo over here exploded before we finish off the episode, because we're cutting it close right now. We don't have time to make another run back to our house in order to get all the other stuff. Here we go. Oh, so close. So close. He like has like one carrot left in him before he goes, I could tell. He's got like nothing. Nothing. I just need something to feed him. Oh, and you ate it. I needed something to feed him and you ate it. Someday I will perpetrate the kind of violence against pink slime kind that you would not believe as punishment for that, because you took my heartbeat. You took it from me, which technically means you killed me. Technically. Oh, back around the corner. No time for puns. I think I'm going to leave it right here. So my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Slime Rancher. I hope you like the game. I really do. I know we played a lot around here, but it really is a tremendous title. I will see you all in future episodes where we will finish off that Gordo. We'll get another key. We'll probably open up the jungle biome. We'll start farming up a little bit of cash to try to make ready to open up the laboratory, because I think that would be a good thing to work on in the next episode. Get the Gordo, do the laboratory so that you can see some of the new content without having to wait for it. And that'll be a great place for us to like finish off the series once we do all the science stuff, okay? I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping on in. Have a great day, and bye-bye, everybody.